right, guys, got something special here for you. It's especially wrong to do, but I'm doing something I've never attempted before. We are doing a mock draft here. 0 RB, guys. 0 RB. I'm going to do the first 6 rounds. I'm going to walk you through the first 6 rounds of a 0 RB fantasy football strategy, which goes against everything that I'm teaching, okay? I want to warn you guys, disclaimer, do not do this, okay? But I want to show you, sometimes our brain is programmed to understand things that are wrong for us, right? So once we see things like, maybe that doesn't make sense. And then maybe you'll do the right thing that way. So I'm going to do the first 6 rounds here. Again, this goes against everything I believe in. I've never even done a 0 RB, mock draft. So this is going to be very interesting. And we're drafting first overall. That's going to be the fun part because we're going to avoid all the workhorse running backs. And we're going wide receiver because that's what 0 RB is all about, isn't it? It's not getting a running back in the first round. Doesn't matter if you go first overall. You are going 0 RB, right? So why not just go first overall here? And that's what we're going to do. Now, if you actually want to win your leagues, get the 16-round draft solution. I've linked it below, where it implements the robust RB strategy properly and gives you optimal players to draft each round. If you want to be light years ahead of the competition and leave your league mates in the dust, get 16 rounds, guys. TheFantasyFootballAccounts.com. Get the solution. Get the championship. Very simple. Also, we've added a 16-round draft tool. It's called 16-round plus. Also under programs at TheFantasyFootballAccounts.com. It's going to give you a lot of insight on the top 250 players. Tells you if they're in for a contract year. It gives you a lot of insight on every single player for each round. Okay, guys? All optimized, updated constantly. So under programs, TheFantasyFootballAccounts.com. Get the 16-round draft solution and the 16-round plus right now. All right? Let's dive into this. Now, let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're going 6 rounds. We're drafting first overall, and we're going 0 RB. All right? So if we're doing what the Consheeps tell us, they're telling us here, according to ADP, Jefferson's the 1, but we know everyone's got Cooper Kupp as 1. So we're going 101 here, and we're going 0 RB. So we're going to forget all the workhorses, the most scarce position in fantasy. We're going to forget Najee. We're going to forget Derrick Henry. We're going to forget Jonathan Taylor, who I think is also due for a decline this year. We're going to forget all that, and we're going to go ahead and draft Cooper Kupp. So let's do that. Here we go. We are drafting Cooper Kupp, and it is populating for us. It's going to be interesting to see who comes off next. And remember, we're going 0 RB, which means we're going to avoid running back probably till the 5th or 6th round. Okay, so let's keep going here. So if you're in the car, let's dive into this. We went Cooper Kupp, Christian McCaffrey came off, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, who I think is a reach in the first round completely because he's coming off a pinnacle season. He had 12 touchdowns on the ground, 8 touchdowns receiving. He's not going to happen again this year, guys. They drafted Spiller for a reason. Trust me. Kelly's doing better in preseason as well. Looked okay. I know that, the thing with Eckler is that he's got that offense working for him. Same thing that Le'Veon Bell had with the Steelers years ago. Eckler's not he's a system running back. He's not good on any other team. He's got a good team. That's a big part of it. And again, you'll say, Joe, that's a good reason to draft him. Absolutely it is. I personally don't believe in him, so I'm going to be fading him. So coming in at number 5 here, we got Derrick Henry, Najee Harris. There goes Jefferson. Damn, they're taking away our wide receivers that we need so desperately. Dalvin Cook, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, and DeAndre Swift here to round out the first round here, okay? Coming off round 2, Alvin Kamara, Travis Kelce, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Aaron Jones, Deebo Samuel, Leonard Fournette, Keenan Allen, CeeDee Lamb, Josh Allen, and Mike Evans. As you can see, guys, a lot of those running backs are off the board here, and they're off very early. So we're going 0 RB. Now, I watched a preseason game, week 3. Tyreek Hill looked pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead, and he's the next on ADP. So I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. And as you notice here, guys, when we look at running backs, we got Javonte Williams still on them, but we still got some good guys available here at the end of round 2. Breece Hall could go off. Ezekiel Elliott, Dameon Pierce is probably down here for sure, still available. Kenneth Walker. There's a lot of guys, but we've lost our workhorses already, just to let you know. And by the way, there's wide receivers for days. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Adam Thielen, still wide receiver 1s here. Drake London, Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard. Still a ton of wide receiver 1s, but running backs, guys, as you can see here, very slim after Javonte Williams. So we're gonna, and he's in a committee too as well. Zeke Elliott in a committee, but still should be solid. David Montgomery in a bit of a committee. Suspect O-line, still should be safe. So there's some options here at the end of round 2, but we're not going to look at running backs, right? We're going to go 0 RB. We're going to go wide receiver, and then we're going to see who's available for us at the running back position. So we're going to go Tyreek Hill. And I like the way, next on ADP, Michael Pittman. He looked really good in preseason. couple good catches. I'm just going to go with him. I'm just going to do that. So we're going to go Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, and Michael Pittman as our wide receivers. And we're going to let this thing populate here based on ADP Sheeps' rankings. And we're going to run through it, okay? So we've got Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Michael Pittman. We'll be drafting first overall. Michael Pittman, and then when they went Mark Andrews, Nick Chubb, DJ Moore. There goes Javonte, Jalen Waddle, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins. What a ripoff. You're getting a wide receiver 2, T. Higgins in round 3. What a ripoff. A.J. Brown, I'm not really sold on, and that Hurts combination. I hate it when you got a mediocre wide receiver in A.J. Brown. Years to us were not wild. Busted last year. Completely busted on his ADP. I think he finished 32nd amongst wide receivers. Was drafted in the top 10. I said avoid him last year, and then now he's going into a situation where they already have a wide receiver 1 with the suspect quarterback. I'm not spending a 3rd round pick on A.J. Brown. There's no way. Then T. Higgins, like I said, comes off here at the 308. Then Zeke Elliott, James Conner, Travis Etienne, and Cortland Sutton. Swinging back around here, number 4, Mike Williams, another wide receiver 2. Allen Robinson, Kyle Pitts, not bad value there for Kyle Pitts in round 4. Pat Mahomes, Deontay Johnson, Justin Herbert, Chris Godwin, Elijah Mitchell, David Montgomery, George Kittle, and Brandon Cooks coming off. And so since we're going 0 wide receiver or 0 RB, I would assume that these people with their strategy grab a tight end because, again, we're avoiding running backs here, right? That's what we're doing. We're going to get our running back around 6, and we're going to see who's available there because we're going 0 RB. Now, some people even wait 0 RB and get running backs even later. One time I saw this mock draft, one guy went 0 RB, and Devin Singletary was RB1, okay? Do not do this. If you guys want to win your leagues, you guys get 16 rounds. I've linked it below. Use code TUBE20, save yourself 20%, and save your championship. This is not what you want to do. Do you know how uncomfortable this feels for me trying this? Like, there's so many other wide receivers still available. I'm looking here. Take a quick glance at wide receivers. McLaurin, Metcalf, Mooney, Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman, Michael Thomas, Amon-Ra, Jerry Jeudy, Juju, who I don't trust, Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Gabriel Davis, Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfrow, Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Drake London, Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard, Tyler Lockett, and there's tons of others, sleepers, guys, Treylon Burks, right? Guys, wide receivers for days. I just listed off the ADP there pretty much. I jumped a few to get to Treylon Burks. He's well below. This is crazy, man. Like, so many wide receivers. And here we are in the 4th round. Our best running, I can't believe he fell. He doesn't really fall this late because he comes off from round 3. But Breece Hall, he doesn't fall this late. You could go A.J. Dillon. He was the running back 1 last year. Josh Jacobs could be safe. But again, still very suspect. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going 0 RB. So we need a tight end, right? Or a quarterback here. So I don't even trust, I would have rather I wait for Russell Wilson here. I do like Justin Herbert round 4, right? I don't like to, again, if I've waited this long, I could wait on an Aaron Rodgers here. You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Jalen. I could pass on these guys. So let's grab a tight end. I'm going to do what the Sheeps do. We're going to draft Darren Waller. There's an injury designation here. I think he should be back week 1 or 2. Either way, Darren Waller, guys, people are still drafting this guy as a top 4 or 5 tight end, which is ludicrous because they brought in Devontae Adams. And if you guys think Devontae Adams is going to be a top 5, 6, wide receiver, top 3 even, how do you draft Darren Waller as a top guy? And they've got Renfrow there, who was the number 1, RB, wide receiver 1 last year. But we're going to do what the Sheeps just say. We need a tight end. We're going to draft Darren Waller, and we're still going to grab another. We're going to load up on those wide receivers. We're going to get, I like Darnell Mooney, so I drafted, wide receiver. So we're going to just get Darnell Mooney. I think he's going to get a ton of volume this year. So we've got Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Michael Pittman, Darren Waller, and Darnell Mooney. You guys, do not attempt this. Do not do this, okay? This is not going to help you win your leagues, all right? And then now we're finally going to look at running back, and we're going to stack 2 running backs. And again, if I were doing this, I would probably I'm going to go Dameon Pierce here, and I'm going to go A.J. Dillon. All right, so we're going to go Dameon Pierce here, and we're going to go A.J. Dillon here, okay? So that's what we've done here. And, at the end of the day, I hate to say this, I think Dameon Pierce and A.J. Dillon are both RB1s theoretically. But you don't have that security, guys. You don't have that safe pick, the warm and fuzzy volume getters early, okay? Now, some people may look at this and say, Joe, that's a pretty good team. But believe me when I say this, guys, no guarantee that these wide receivers are going to crush it. I think there's going to be a decline with Cooper Kupp. Tyreek Hill looked good in preseason, but it was preseason. They've got Waddle there, who is the wide receiver 1 on that team. Tua, do we trust them? I don't know. Tyreek Hill could explode, but big question marks. Is he going to get the 151 targets there or 159 that he got last year? in a situation where Waddle peaked at 141 targets. Is Tua going to step up? He looked good in preseason, but that was preseason. But that was only the first drive. He didn't look good on the second drive in week 3. That's a question mark. Then they got Michael Pittman here, who I think will be good. Obviously, I like Alec Pierce later. Darren Waller, again, you could wait on tight ends. You can stack them. Darnell Mooney, I like at his ADP here, whether I'm going robust or wide receiver. It doesn't matter early. Dameon Pierce and A.J. Dillon. And Dameon Pierce is a big question mark. Look good in preseason, but will he be a full workhorse running back? Very possible, but I like him as an RB4, not as an RB1, okay? And same with A.J. Dillon. So this is what it looks like, guys, if you go 0 RB. And again, as you can see here, you could go James Cook, there's Kenneth Walker. There's a bunch of wild cards here that I still like, but you are in a tough situation here, guys. It's tough sledding here at the running back position, all right? But wide receiver, let's take a quick glance here. Still, Treylon Burks here. Again, we are in, what round are we in? Round 8, right? Still wide receivers here, guys. You can get Nico Collins, I think, is good value. Tons of sleepers. And I explained all this in the 60-round draft session. But, again, your top wide receivers are typically coming off in rounds 4 to 7. That's where you should be loading up on those wide receiver ones that are not high value, right? And after you've got your robust RB-based foundation, okay? This is not good. Not good at all, because now you don't have those solid workhorse running backs. You can come back here around 6 or 7, get Dameon Pierce as your RB3-4, but as an RB1, I just don't feel completely warm and fuzzy going into the season. I mean, again, he could be an RB1. This could look really good. Dillon and Pierce. Again, Dillon was the RB1 last year based on stats last year. And I don't get this whole Aaron Jones round 2 with A.J. Dillon out attempting him, out touchdowning him, out rushing yard him last year. It doesn't make sense that Aaron Jones round 2. Crazy. That's why I saw Dillon here. Round 7, I'm getting the RB1 round 7. Okay, so again, in some cases it may work, but very, very rarely I would just not attempt this. Again, knowing what I just said, the decline with Cooper Kupp happening, Tyreek Hill, new situation, Michael Pittman, I like the value of Alec Pierce, and other situations where, CeeDee Lamb could go off. I like the value in round 2, and I recommend them, but again, still a question mark. A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, wide receiver 2, theoretically, is he, round 3. Here, T. Higgins, very expensive. DJ Moore, he's got a good quarterback this year, finally a decent one. But again, I just do not trust it. There's so much value here. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown, what a steal here, right? So much value here at wide receiver in rounds 4 to 7 that I'm loading up and building a foundation at running back in the early 3 rounds. All right, guys? Get 16 rounds, crush your leagues. Do not attempt this. It was completely out of my comfort zone, but I still think my team is workable here with the 0 RB. I just personally will not be going this route. All right, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think of my 0 RB team. Do not attempt this, please, guys. Do not. I just tried to make the best out of the situation if forced to do 0 RB. All right, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. I know a lot of people are drafting, so make sure you guys get 16 rounds and the Draft Tool Plus under programs at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Thumbs up helps the channel, guys. I'm out. We'll talk soon.